Try exiting, refreshing, and going back to my page and see if it comes up with another one.
Nope, you're live.
Ta-da! There it is. I don't know what happened.
Off the live that you had planned.
That's what I'm saying. I have no idea what happened. You okay over there, Jackie?
Huh?
I said, you okay over there?
Yeah.
All right, Scoot. And it shows my video is stopped. All right, we'll see what. Oh my goodness. Take 17. Will it eventually work? Try this again. You can still see me there. Why can't I see it there? Now look at that. Dink, dink, dink. That's it. I'm going to have to delete other ones. It's all Scoot's fault. All right. Any day now. All right, that worked.
And the first one that started where everybody was,
Uh-huh.
I told them to go out, go to the channel, and go in there. They have found it.
And now this one is, oh, it looks like I'm still moving. Okay.
Yeah, you're still in.
On my screen, I'm not. On my phone. All right, so we got Cobb here. Hi. Apparently that's working now. I have no idea what happened. It said 3 times I was live, and apparently I wasn't. So I guess I'm a necromancer. Has Scoot made it over? Or is she still waiting on the other live? All right, well, I don't know. I don't know. So what I plan to do, since you're here, Cobb, move the camera over so you might be able to see. Switch our views. I am going to try and switch from the Bluetooth headset I am using to this new microphone setup that we got. It's supposed to be really advanced. And I have not a clue how to do it. So I'm going to figure it out, and I figured might as well do it. Improve the idiocracy, my own personal. If you want to follow along with the instructions as I'm going to. Yeah, thanks, Scott. There you go. If it'll work, see if we can get that to work. If you're interested, scan that, and you'll have the same instruction manual as I'm looking at. All right, that's long enough. We'll see if you get it or not. Ooh, accessories. No, Cobb, I'm not going to shave my head. Hey, Scoot. All right. Scoot just found it, so after the confusion. Here is the instructions for the microphone setup I'm trying to use. If you are interested in scanning that, and I am going to scan that and see what it tells me to do. No, I did not scan it in advance. A whole lot of advertising when I'm trying to get the instructions. No, I don't want to buy it now. I already bought it. All right, that barcode may have just been an ad. I'm sorry about that if that's the case. As you watch me stare at my phone, I'm scrolling down. Harry, how you doing? Welcome to my messy shop. Trying to set up a new microphone system, and I figured I might as well do it online while you guys are watching me. Yes. All the great features, I see that. That's why I bought the darn thing. I hear myself walking down the hallway. What's up, Jackie? Okay, well, that's because I'm still on this camera. All right. Well, thank you. Now you can see me. Hi, everybody. Management came down to tell me I was on the wrong screen, wrong camera. Go figure. All right, well, while I figure that out, before I figure that out, might as well give you guys a little bit of a shop tour. Vance has seen it, but Harry hasn't, and Scoot hasn't. So obviously, this is me. Hi. Have Vance's favorite tool hiding back here in the corner, the bandsaw. My sander. My workbench right here is also my table saw. I just put the wood on top of it. This is a boom camera that I set up for the down shots. Or, if I want to Blair Witch you guys, I can do this. That is my 4 scroll saw, totally covered. That is my laser. with some advanced stuff sitting in it. And that's going to get cleaned out hopefully tonight after I get this microphone set up. That is my CNC mess, which will also get cleaned up tonight or tomorrow. And there's the mini shop tour. Doesn't take long. Yes, Cobb, very nice bandsaw. One of these days, I'll pull it out and make something with it. I'm not going to try a bandsaw box and embarrass myself in front of you. I've not done one yet. That has been primarily for resawing. All right. Now back to trying to figure out and find where these instructions are. Well, that link was completely unhelpful. So, give you a little overview. Again, switch the camera. Here's some microphones in their nice little case. Itty bitty microphones. You might see some YouTubers using them and they have the little gray fuzzies on top, which is a selling point that Jackie insisted on. And I can be using one microphone with my computer. Jackie could be on another microphone on the computer, or with this other piece right here, it can go into a cell phone. And the reason why we got this wasn't just because it looked cool. It does. It was so it has supposedly rather extensive noise cancellation. And I figured when I'm using tools, that could be a screaming Mimi. I know you can't see me, Jackie. There we go. I'm using tools that could be a screaming Mimi. It would be good. Oh, that was interesting. I don't know what happened with the screen there. I missed something in the chat. I have no idea how that transition happened. Don't ask me. I'm going to scroll back to the chat now and see what Cobb was saying about me. Am I running Mind Goblin? Yeah, I want to know what a Mind Goblin is too. Yes, I'm going to find some way to have you guys interact with me by voice. That would be good. Then I don't have to keep up with the chat. So I'm going to use this boom for what it's meant for. You can see me adjusting it. Ta-da! Now you can see my screen with my lights reflecting. So let me take care of that. Interesting. Not letting me flatten out the angle much better than that. There we go. So that's what I'm looking at on the computer screen. And I have this little guy that connects the microphone to the computer. Now, in theory, I should be able to turn this microphone on. It's on mic 1. I believe it is on. That's on. Test, test. Showing active, active, but it's not showing me where it is. Did I lose you guys, or are you all still there? Anybody there? It says it's live streaming, but I'm not sure. Thank you, Jackie. I'm about ready to give up on trying to get this microphone to work right now. Nothing. Scoot left. Harry's still here. Okay. Scoot's still here. Can't get rid of Cobb. Vance isn't going anywhere. It's all his fault anyway. It's all his fault. Yes, the silence is me thinking. That was a pretty change, but it did nothing. Options. All right, I'm going to give up on this tonight and on the microphones. I'm going to do some other stuff. I'm not going to end the stream yet. So bring it back over to here. So you like the appearance of Lewis. Okay, cool. Now this side of my shop is awfully dark. Ta-da. Let me aim that other camera down so you guys don't see those lights. Just a tiny bit. That should take care of it, I hope. Yes. Put this stuff away for now. Otherwise, I will lose it. Vance, I did not steal her gnome. Lies and untruths. It was recruited by the other ones. See? Thanks to Cobb Mountain Woodworks, I have a gnome infestation. They are to offset all of Jackie's pixies. Jackie's pixies keep stealing my stuff and hiding them from me. I had this great idea to run my fume extraction, which makes a humming sound, and see if those microphones could block it out better than what I'm using now. Right now I'm using Isotunes headphones, and here's the fume extraction, the sound I was talking about. I was going to see if that could knock that sound out, or knock it down some, but I will work on that off camera. Must be called by his true name, Louis. Yeah. He turns up everywhere. I don't know. I don't remember. It was hours ago, so my memory is gone. If I told you, Vance, what I plan on doing with these, one of these, I think this guy right here, this one, is the one that's going to end up on Jackie's sewing machine. This one, this seems appropriate, he's going to be riding the Lightning, the laser. And this guy, one of your self-defense gnomes, is going to be riding on top of the CNC machine with all the blades. It seemed appropriate because he's like pointed. But until then, they just keep me company on the workbench. It is funny. This lag is messing me up still. All right, while I'm doing show and tell, I shared the picture of this on the community page on Cobb's channel. But show you it to scale without knocking over my coffee or anything else. That is the daisy that I carved. And this goes on a water, this is a lid for a water cistern that I am in the process of finishing up. And once I get a good bit of the dust knocked out in the shop and or it warms up outside, I will pour epoxy on the top of it. And you and I both know it's probably going to warm up outside first before I get it dust free enough in here to do that. Gnome's down. Still down. Wake up. What else to do, man? Pack some stuff up, clean up while I chat with you guys. Since Vance is being lazy and not going live. I mean, he only went live like for almost a year straight, so every day. Thank you, Scoot. River, how you doing, man? Now you get to see my debacle. Here you go, Vance. Let's test the viewership. How many people are watching now? A whole 8. Cool. That's more than I expected. You're showing axe and the viewership goes up. There you go. Old axe. See if viewership goes up. Even though I'm not hitting anything with it, not carving anything with it. It's an old Boy Scout axe that my dad had. It's so weird seeing the names pop up, Ants. And I'm not sitting there typing. I can just answer by talking. It's almost like this is my TV show. What the heck? I almost asked a very stupid question. It would not be the first thing or last time. And now I was going to say, hey, what do you want to see? And I know Vance is going to say, shave your head. No. Dance. No. You're in your shop watching me go live. Cool. What are you working on tonight, Vance? Maybe after this you can help me out, try and figure out why when I went to go live with the scheduled thing. Oh, you just use your phone. You're not using OBS software, so you might not know. But I had it scheduled to go live at a time. It was supposed to automatically start. And when the time came, I'm sitting here. Nothing's happening. So I tried again and again and again and finally got it. My favorite tool in the shop? You're looking at it. I am my favorite tool. I get to play with these, but one I used to use most was the table saw. Or actually, scroll saw than table saw. The CNC and the laser both scare the hell out of me. I love using both of them, but they are computers. And they will do exactly what you tell them to do. If you tell them to eat themselves and destroy themselves by doing something out of the parameters of what they should do, they will very quickly do it. And that gets expensive, so it scares the heck out of me. The laser, though, it can do some really, really cool things. And the CNC also does some really, really cool things in carving. One of the things I'm going to use the CNC for, if you've ever made a cutting board, especially an end grain cutting board, you know that sanding these is a pain in the butt. The CNC can flatten it for me, and then all I got to do is minimal sanding, which I'm looking forward to. But that will be going. No, Harry, it's my second time. I went live last night. I was live last night from around 11:30 until almost 2.5 hours. And that was just doing a camera setup, and had a guy named Eric come on. Vance was here for a little bit, and Eric came on, and we ended up pretty much chatting until, like I said, almost 2, as I was figuring out cameras and how to do things and what they were doing. But yeah, as Vance said last night, is I got a lot of cool tools in here, which sometimes makes it so you don't know where to go. Yeah, Harry, I was too. Don't feel bad. I was asleep too, just standing right here. And I wasn't drinking coffee then. I was enjoying some Captain Morgan, which, since I'm not using power tools, I might just do. So, you guys have the floor. What do you want to know? What do you want to see? Hi, Jackie. I am being invaded by management. Let me give you a stool. You're going to help me try and track everything as the chat comes in.
I was gonna cut out fabric, but I almost cut my finger off, so I decided to stop.
That's a good thing.
Too tired to cut.
All right, Jackie, say hi to everybody.
Stop it. I'm still working on my pattern. Stop it. Captain Morgan is it
Pirate juice, yes. Yes, you are absolutely right. I love this boom arm. That's another year I'm down, Cobb. It was a good idea. I'm screwed for another year. So let's see. Harry says hi.
Yes, I said hi that.
Okay, I just saw it. I am looking for something to do. How bad is that? All right, I will just put these away. That is something to do. All right, wasn't in the plan, but I got an idea. We'll see how well this works, and/or how fast I run Jackie out of here. What's
You
good say?
said hi, Jackie. I waved back, but you probably didn't see me.
That would make sense.
Well, to be fair, you wouldn't have seen me either if you hadn't seen that on camera.
I know. I warned you might be on camera down here. I should have said you will be on camera down here, but if I'd said that, you wouldn't come down. I just monkey trapped myself. All right, Vance, this is for you.
Vance said he's getting some lag. Can you try shaving your head?
Yeah. Tell you what, Vance, you get that cleared through management, and I'll be more than happy to do it.
That's not going to happen.
Actually, I'll just do it like that, make it even easier. And of course, it's the wrong one. There it is. You see, since I don't have a lathe, I did this. What do you think? I know how to get the chuck open. Actually, it hasn't been used in a while. I need to grease it. And you see, Lance, this is where your new one is really nice. You don't have to mess with this. Let's see if we can see that. To change my speeds, I have to go through changing that. All right. Can you guys see this okay? Or is the camera too far away?
See it? Are you
No, I'm talking about this, Jackie. You're
that? I'm looking at my phone.
right, and so you're behind on.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it now, so I want to make sure of. And this mug won't fit there, but I'll come up with something else just to give an idea how it works. Say again?
Harry says too far. Harry says too far. That was loud.
I bet it was. Too far, huh? All right, then I'll move it. I will do this.
Yours says too far too.
Okie dokie.
Hello, creation.
Paleto, how you doing? Yeah, Pilato. Actually, he says Pilato. I say Paleto. He obviously is right, and I am wrong.
He said, did you say in your last slide that you have a DeWalt table saw?
I'm reading it now. It's not a job site saw. It's the something 47. Here, I'll do it like this. Come on, change. It's not DeWalt. It's rigid. You like my sound effects?
You're not right.
Of course I'm not right. I never claimed to be right. Never claimed to be sane either. How is that? Is that better for you guys? You can see my mess on the floor. That's lovely. Man, that really shakes the camera when I'm putting it back in the mount.
Yeah, sure does.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm watching what you guys are seeing, and you'll hear me say that 30 seconds from now. All right. So, get some power on this beastie. It's off. And we'll see how loud this is. I don't know. Whoa, it's out of balance. That was fun. That was not running that one right now. Let me try the other one. As the thing goes dancing across the top of my table saw. I told you you'd laugh at me, Vance.
I knew about that rigid model, just thought you.
Oh.
Oh my God. That's totally jacked up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take it apart. You guys, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But watch this. I might be getting a new drill press.
The chuck out of balance.
Oh, the chuck is more than out of balance, my friend.
It looks like it's bent.
I think it might have gotten bent somehow. I really don't know how. But when I turn it on, you can see it wobble. All right. Wow, everything I'm trying to work with on today is just not working right. Yeah, I'm going to have to knock it down and then put it back up into place because I don't know if I can let you guys see this, and I think it probably can. Ta-da. Wait till it gets up in there. Come on, focus. It's not level through here. It's wobbling. So I'm going to have to try and take that out and put it back in and see if that fixes the problem. Considering I've never taken this out, that's going to be fun. And it feels pressed in there really good. You hear that, Jackie? He's got one for sale. See if I can get a little. See if there's any play if I put torque on it. How the heck did this happen? I should have fallen out instead of getting wedged in there like that. Well, that was a fun fail of an experiment. I have just the tool to fix it. $50,000 shipping. You are not far off there, my friend. So loose, I'm wondering if I can just pop it out.
That was funny timing.
What?
After we were from about 1,500 shipping, I got a notice from Venmo.
It's a skill drill press. No skill, but it's a skill drill press. I have no skill. It is a skill. And it looks like how the heck?
Oh, God.
What?
They said Harbor Freight loves to package the hell out of stuff, still unwrapping.
What'd you get from Harbor Freight? Nope. Seeing what I can leverage up in there to pull it out. I don't want to put a block of steel in there and start banging on it and just destroy your guys' ears. Curious.
9 people are in here, yay.
9 people. Hello.
And Vance has a workbench.
Oh, you got a workbench from Harbor Freight. Brave man. From what I've seen of their workbenches, oh, my camera just fell. What I've seen of their workbenches, the one you made, Vance, is stronger.
I think it's worth it.
They could. The ones I saw, by the time you reinforce them, you might as well have just built a new one. All right, let me shift back over so you guys can laugh at me close up. Or laugh at what I'm working on close up.
Sorry, hon, I need to go order some of this. I'll be back down later.
Uh-huh. And somehow my camera is upside down. Ta-da. I can believe that, Vince. Cheaper than buying the raw lumber. There you go. Now you're right side up again. And a clean lens for the time being. That won't last long. So you got any idea how to remove this? It's already bent. Everything I've done is always just put a wedge and just bang down and they popped out. And you press them back up in there. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Jasper wanted to come in and say hi?
They need to go potty.
Good. I'm on the other camera. Just pick it up and move it and let the dogs out. Our puppies need to go out. Jackie's going to let them out through the back door of my shop. No? When they come back in, I'll see if I can get them squared away. Do I have a ball joint tool? Yes. In my storage.
Sorry.
In storage on the other side of town.
Come here, boys. Come here.
I think before I destroy this, I will wait. Come here, Stormy. Come here, Stormy. Hey, everybody. Here's my little puppy, Stormy. Stormy. Say hi to everybody. That's my little guardian pup.
Mommy, help me.
My other dog, Jasper, just blew through. He's like, I'm out of here. All right, so before I totally destroy that drill press, it's all right. Before I destroy the drill press, I will put it away, get that ball joint tool, and I think Harry is absolutely right on that. Although, I'm going to enjoy watching this thing dance in the video later. See my own reaction for the first time. That was funny. Not while I was happening, but now. No, Pilato, I've had this going on 8 years. The most recent tool in my shop is the laser. Everything else I have had for more years than I care to admit. That just admits that I am old. I've been getting tools, collecting tools for well over 20 years. All right, well, like I said, that didn't work. See, all those good ideas I had on your live, Cobb, they screwed me up. Things keep going like this, I might just pull up the band. No, not tonight. Nope, don't even say it, Cobb. Move that out of the way. Oh, don't walk into it. I'm short, but still. All right, what else we got? Well, one of the most unexciting lives, except for one 3-second segment. Well, thereabouts. Yeah, Stormy was the best thing about the show tonight. He normally is. About our day, not just there's only second shift. I can't say he normally is. I don't know. You guys got anything? I've flown through what I had planned on trying tonight, and it didn't work. That was the audio. I got to figure that out because instructions. It was just an ad. What instructions? The CNC will be used for flattening lumber, which I've used it for quite a bit. Doing bas relief carvings. I've used it for that a couple times. It's worked out really well, and a couple times not so well. And I'm even going to use it to replicate some of the things I make on the scroll saw. So I'll make one product on the scroll saw, and I can put it in there. Something else I can do is this has a fourth axis, so I can use that like a lathe, and I can carve on the sides of the mugs I make. I also have a diode laser that goes on there, so if I wanted to with that device, I could engrave with that on some things, but it's only a 7-watt diode, so it doesn't do that great. But yeah, that's what I use it for. And it works well, and it's quiet as hell until the tool touches the material. Then it's a screaming Mimi, because it doesn't have most CNCs have routers for power, little trim routers or something like that, and that is very loud. This one, see if I did it right without shaking you guys too much. See, yeah, I did. That is a water-cooled spindle, which really needs a wipe down. It's gotten really, really dusty. And switch back so I don't blare with you guys when I put the back in place. I was going to think of, yeah, I don't have that down here. I was looking for a bas relief that I tried to do that did not succeed, and that was a programming error. To give an example of how I said it'll do exactly what you say, good or bad. Let me see if it's back over here. It might be. Nope, I got no clue where it is right now. Oh, wait. Here it is. Actually, this one wasn't a programming error. This was a materials error. I did it in plywood, and the plywood had a nice big section of voids and blackening to it. So you can see that was in the process of being carved when I saw the voids starting to show up. I just stopped it. That was 6 hours to get to that point. But then later I carved it in oak, and I would show that to you guys. But that's soon to be going to my mom's house, so it's not here. Checking up on the chat, seeing if I missed anything. Projects I've enjoyed making. Oh, geez. The door to my shop, that's one. If you're familiar at all with Doctor Who, it's a TARDIS door, looks like a blue police box from Europe. Some of our furniture, fish tank stand, a nautilus shell. If you know what a nautilus shell is, I think I put the picture of that in Cobb's community. I don't know. But if you want, I'll go get it. It's just upstairs and I can show you. I mean, I know one thing will drive Jackie batty. Hey, Jackie, you want to bring down the fairy I made for you? Did that on a scroll saw. I think it might be in a display case that's blocked. I'm not sure. I know it's a display case, but it might be blocked. I'm not sure. Hey, Vance, see you later. You're being complimentary saying it's good stream. It's a stream. I don't know if it's a good stream. When am I going live next? Yeah, okay. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow after I figure out the audio. If I figure out the audio. I think I hear Jackie going for the ferry now. Our living room is right above my workshop. So when they walk across the living room, I hear them. And when I fire up the screaming Mimi when the door's closed, they barely hear it. And amazingly, my neighbors don't. Trying to get the audio to work. Right now I'm using a microphone off this headset because the microphone on my computer, not good. I got this microphone set from Hollyland. And the instructions that they gave me gave a QR code. Scan the QR code and it just took me to an ad. So I want to use the Hollyland because it has much better noise cancellation than this. You did get the ferry. I thought I was sending you on a mission that might not be possible.
It almost wasn't. I thought I could break the glass.
Well, don't go anywhere. You can take it back up. I don't want to leave it down here. This was one of my favorite creations. Not sure how well you can see that because I'm on the wrong side of the camera. And it's white oak on top of a branch from an applewood tree that I climbed on when I was a kid, and then my son climbed on when he was a kid, and we had to cut the tree down, so I saved it. And it looks really dark.
It does.
All right. Let me try this so you guys can see it, because that's not fair. This thing's nicer than that. There we go. Now you can see it a little bit better. And I took a picture of my stepdaughter's face and modified the design of the fairy so it kind of resembled her some.
Did you ever answer him about when you got the drill press?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, Jackie's daughter, Danny, my stepdaughter, was in college when I got the drill press. That was in, Jackie? She was a freshman in 2013? Yeah, about 2013. And we got the drill press box. Yeah, we sent her a big old Easter basket in the box from the Skill drill press. So it went to this, since it was such a big box, it went to their central place at Virginia Tech where they picked it up. And she had to walk all the way across the common area with this big old overly taped drill press box back to her dorm room. Thank you, Raver. Thank you, Plato. Thank you, Scoot. Yeah, so I got to work on the lighting in here. That's one of the things I'm trying to figure out. The lights I'm using right here are actually fish tank lights or lights for plants. And it is adjustable, and I can turn off different sections and adjust the color contrast. But the light above me here is just a 2-tube standard 3-foot long light with the tombstones on the end of it. And that is covered in dust, and I cleaned it off and it gets really, really bright. And I'm already washed out now. When I clean that off and it's super bright, that's bad. So I got to get something to diffuse that light some so it's not so much of a halo. I'm trying to catch up on the chat. Looks like I missed something. Most challenging project to date? From this shop or in my life? In this shop, it was challenging on different levels. The most challenging thing on here is working on something large, because there's obviously, I got tools. You can change the camera some. My shop's only 10 feet wide. So let me see if I can change this view some so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, you can now. So you have, this is the CNC. That's all the room. That's my workspace. So working on something large, it's not that easy. I do not have a workbench in here because I've got these other nice big tools. I had to sacrifice and move the workbench out, and that's why the table saw is my workbench until I figure something else out. I could have kept the workbench, but I would have had to get rid of my scroll saw, and I really want to use that. So, let's see. I agree. Great questions, Plato. The most challenging thing I've done in here that was large was probably a fish tank stand for a 75-gallon fish tank. I'll get some pictures and post it. And Jackie wanted the fish tank stand to match a piece of furniture that she had from one of her relatives. Jackie, if you want to put it in chat, I can't remember who. And it looks like it's got wood straps or leather straps across the front of the furniture. So I had to cut very, very thin veneer strips and put them on the floating doors and everything else. And since it was holding 75 gallons and we're in a townhome, I over-engineered it using multiple 4x4s, interlocking the frame, and then built it up after that to make it look like this real nice piece of furniture. And it hasn't flexed, and I made it mostly out of pine and covered it with a polyurethane, which I thought was just going to get all dinged up, but it's done well. So I had new respect for polyurethane after that. Challenging projects mentally and not physically. Getting the CNC to work right, getting the laser to work right. Plato, since you weren't here, I can show you these. Some things I've done with the laser, not woodworking, obviously. Well, it's done woodworking too on the laser, but these are on ceramic tiles. Show you. Bring the boom camera down so you can see. And pretty soon I'll be doing videos once I get a camera installed inside the laser. Yeah, I'm going to have 4 cameras eventually. Like you see me right now switching back between the front view and the boom. Eventually I'll be switching over to the laser and the CNC as well. So I'll have 4 different cameras going. So this was engraved with the laser. All the stuff I'm showing you right now was done with the laser. This was the test piece. That's why it didn't finish. This is what it looks like when I did it on a ceramic tile. So, got a couple different concepts of them here. I was asked to do some nautical stuff for Christmas for one of my friends. These are some of the things I came up with. Now this is a 7-inch by 8-inch ceramic tile. And get it up there for you. And that's where I finally got the details where I liked it. That's what I'm saying, mentally doing this type stuff, this was what was really challenging, because it comes down to speed of the laser moving across the surface and power. And the laser beam, when it's focused correctly, focuses at approximately 30 nanometers, which is really, really small. So it's easy to make mistakes. Oh, thank you, Scoot. What else? The Nautilus was, I did that on the scroll saw. I'll go get that real quick and show you. That was challenging, Pilato, because it's multiple angles. Hold on one second. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me or not. I just told you what I'm doing. Just coming to get this. All right. If you can't tell, I'm back. Another mug. Switch cameras. And this is the Nautilus shell I was talking about. That was challenging. A lot of geometry goes into that because originally that was a 2 by 8 by 10. Challenging on a whole different level, called being a dad. My son just made this for me. He got a 3D printer. And being that I am a woodworker, he made it so the handle comes out. I can fill it with lead shot and make it a dead blow. I think I'm going to have to do something with the, put rubber on that or something so it doesn't mark stuff, but that'll be fun. Yeah, it was Jackie's granny's cabinet that I matched. Okay. So you still there? Other than Jackie, because I know she's upstairs. I just walked up there and I can hear myself talking on her computer upstairs. This lag is killing me. I guess. Yeah, I can show you guys that. Have you guys ever made mugs or thought about making any mugs? This is something I'm going to be doing more of. Get it down. And I think this one will be better to show you. You like the Nautilus, Scoot? And it took some time. This, each one is a wedge, and then you cut it out with a scroll saw and shape it. And I think this has 300 pieces in it because it goes tiny and goes way inside and wraps around. And you just keep going until you get tired. Essentially, that's how I looked at it. So here's one of my unfinished mugs, made with staves like they do a whiskey barrel. But instead of a whiskey barrel, where it's bowed around, I could do that, but it's a whole other level of headache. Make your disc the exact dimensions of in there. Pull it together, glue them all up, and you got yourself a watertight mug. And then you can, once I do that, I can put it on the CNC and engrave all the way around, and then put a handle on it. Now these mugs I can still do, and I can even have a fourth axis for the laser too, which I still have yet to hook up, which I will be doing. And eventually, hopefully soon, I will have those machines running at the same time I am cutting stuff on the scroll saw, and the CNC will be running at the same time. And as I need to make adjustments with each, I'll just switch the camera to that so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, too bad Cobb is gone. I just realized something else I could show him, but I can do it later. I have a clamping system for doing large glue-ups of flat pieces. I'm sure you guys have something along that lines also, but it takes, I'm trying to see if I can reach it here. I've moved so much stuff around. There we go, set it that way. Come on, there we go. All right. Once again, I'll switch you around. When I decided I was going to do this, I never thought I'd be using, I knew I'd be using the boom, but I never thought I'd be doing it this much, to be honest with you. There we go, now we're back on the boom. If you've got multiple pieces of wood you got to glue up, and you're essentially making a laminated board, you can take your pieces, put them between these, and I have metal clamps that go on the sides. And they lock in at appropriate places as long as you have it backed out a little bit. Hold on, because it's spring loaded. There we go. So you put your pieces in, choose where you want this to lock in, comes up and around like that, and as you twist this, It pushes the boards that way and then squeezes them together and flattens them out. And it does a great job for large glue ups, for cutting boards, and other things along that line that you need to make smaller boards big boards. And everything you've seen that I've made so far has been made from reclaimed lumber of one sort or another. The only thing that wasn't reclaimed, no, actually was, even that bas relief was a piece of cut off from another job that I had that I did. I sell them. Generally, what I've done so far has all been commission work or specialty work for people. Jackie and I have a website, TazRiverArtisans.com. You go there, just look at my screen name and remove the mic and put .com at the end of it. And if Jackie can put that in the chat, it'll be easier. But yeah, TazRiverArtisans.com. And you can see all sorts of bags that Jackie has made. We don't have any of my woodworking up there yet. I plan on, making an example and putting it up there, and then doing a small run of a batch of, let's say, 20. And then when those sell out, I'll make more. But since I don't have much storage space for lumber or products, for the most part, everything I've made has been for individual people, and I get the job and then I make it. And when I put my little rack up here, to hold my drills and everything, I thought it would be much easier getting this in and out. That's what I get for thinking, but it worked. I got them in and out. So I won that one. Let's see. Something else I do with the laser is occasionally I will cut materials for Jackie for her sewing. So one thing that she hates doing is cutting fabric. And it's one thing that the laser is really, really good at. You use a laser to cut fabric and your hands don't get tired from using scissors. Shipping is a hassle, Scoot. But we got a pretty good crew here in a small little off-site mail room, if you will, and they will do all the shipping and packing, not inexpensively. I mean, they charge prices that are appropriate, but if we show up with a bag or whatever, they will pack it up. But I have a feeling when Jackie needs to do that in the future, she will just pack it up herself and take it to them. My tools, where are you? I had it open already. I've just reorganized all those shelves, and I don't remember where everything is yet. I'm not used to it. Just checking the chat real quick. Trying not to miss anything. I have it up on a TV behind me, but it disappears if I don't catch it fast enough. All right, guys, I think I'm going to end it for the night because, like I said, what I tried to do in the beginning didn't work. Unless you have any more questions for me about what we've got going on here, more than happy to answer them. Technically, we can cut vinyl even with the toxic fumes because I can exhaust them, but it also does, it releases acid, hydrochloric acid, which eventually would destroy the machine. The fumes I can vent out and put them through a charcoal filter. All my fumes from here vent outside. Even my shop vac. Can you see it? No. I don't have a shop vac in here. My dust collection is on that dirty wall right there. Yeah, you can see it. Right here. And it goes outside. The shop vac is in a sound dampened box. So we need to turn it on and off. Now the vacuum is on. And it's got some pretty good suction. So I have it plumbed, and I used to have pipes running all around, but now I just have one big hose because when I was trying to move lumber, 6, 7 foot boards through here, I kept hitting the pipes, and it got just tiring, so I pulled them out. Scoot, hopefully you've learned a lot of what not to do. For example, don't fire up the drill press when it's off, when it's not in balance, or it'll dance everywhere. I'll look at that, Paletta. I'll look at that. The Hollywoods we have, it not only, well, let me show you. Once again, switching cameras. Oh, the zipper blew out already. Lovely. Anyway, not only does it have these microphones, but it has a lavalier mic, which I will be using, that connects. That way I can just put this in my pocket and protect it. And I'll just have the lavalier mic on my collar. And yeah. See, it has a mic like that that connects into the bottom of the little microphone you saw. And that will, there we go. That should do it once I figure out how to technically, get the computer to acknowledge correctly that there actually is a microphone there. And it may have been the fact that I was live when trying to do that, so the program would not do it right. But, Paletta, are you using OBS software? Yeah, sign shops will use a drag knife, which we still need to get. We don't have that yet. Once I get a drag knife for it, I can cut or cloth materials with the CNC, the milling machine. Well, Paletta, what I was going to ask is if you have OBS and you're using OBS software, maybe you can explain to me at a later date why, when I scheduled to go live at the beginning, it did the countdown. It was set up to automatically start, but nothing happened. I had to start and stop 2 to 3 times before I actually got a live up and running. But anyway, guys, I'm going to call it for the night. It's only 9:31 East Coast, so I think I've been going for an hour and a half now. It feels like 10 days with how this stuff hasn't worked, which is disappointing. But I know tomorrow morning I will be working on that drill press. Good night, Scoot. Good night, Pilato. Anyone else still in here besides Jackie? I have no idea. Harry, if you're still here, Raver, I don't know if you guys are still here or not, but I hope to see you all soon. Thanks for coming and hanging out and watching my debacle of things not going the way I hoped they would. But hey, first time I ever saw a drill press dance on a table saw, so that's something. Anyway, I will talk to you guys soon. See you in another live.